I had a whole morning planned. I have so many video ideas and I can't do it because my son forgot his running shoes here and he needs them. So I've got to go drive them to him. So I have to get ready really fast and I'm going to show you how I get ready really fast, what I use. It's really basic and I think it looks really good. So if you're in for a quick video, which is very unlike me, I hope you stick with me. This is the Strobe Cream and Bronze Light by MAC, by the way. This is gonna be the most disorganized video ever. Oh, you're used to it by now, I'm sure. My lips were dry. I don't think I drank enough water yesterday. We had family over for Easter. I hope you had a good Easter, by the way. And I always forget to drink because we have the kids here and they're my focus and I sit and play with them the whole time. So I forget. I'm gonna use the Strobe Dewy Skin Tint. This is in number 2. It's not what I've been using lately, but I kind of in the mood. I want to keep it really light today because I'm going to a military base, first of all. I'm going to physical therapy beforehand to try to get, once again, rid of my vertigo. She fixed me, and then I woke up in the middle of the night with vertigo again. I turned from left to right or right to left, and I woke myself up with vertigo. So I got to go back and see my magic physical therapist. Funny how that happened. Like, what happens to the crystals when I'm just moving side to side? They must be really loose. My mom asked me if it was from car accidents that I've had in the past, and maybe. I think it did start happening after I had car accidents. I've had many. 2 of them my fault, 3 of them were not my fault. One car accident was when I was 15. My brother let me drive the car. We used to work at Burger King together and we worked the night shift. This is Natasha Denona, by the way. This is N7. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of the new Hourglass color that I got. I will label it in the description box for you right there. My brother and I were working the night shift with his now wife, Erica, and his friends used to always let me drive. We lived out in the country, and obviously this was a long time ago. So I bugged him to let me drive, and he wasn't gonna let me. I begged him, and my sister-in-law and I, between the 2 of us, we convinced him to let me drive. Big mistake. He knew. We should have just not done that. I didn't know how to drive. I was 15. It was one car accident. We were driving out in the country to get back home and they had freshly graveled the side of the road. I was going too fast by mistake and my brother was saying, slow down. And I wasn't skilled enough to know that I had to look at the road, look down, look at the road, look down. So I was really kind of focusing on the speedometer instead. And as I did that, I veered off into the soft shoulder. Well, I overcorrected. So I went this way, overcorrected this way. We hit a pile of cement blocks, flipped the car. My brother's hand was outside the window. He broke his finger. We had blood all over us from the crushed glass. So the people that lived on that road up, I don't know how far away they were from the car accident, but they heard the crash. So thank God they came and got us. And my mom and dad were called. My poor parents. It was a nice car too. It was a Oldsmobile Calais. It was red, it was kind of sporty, it had a lot of pickup, which was bad for me. Using the Makeup by Mario bronzer, Soft Sculpt Bronze. It's out and I used this on my son's girlfriend last night. That looks warm on me. See, this really looked good on her. She's tanned. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay. Let's blend. Don't panic. That's better. So it was just too much. That's okay. Let me just see about putting it up here. I don't mind if it's a little bit warmer up here. My overtones are pink, being a redhead or ginger. That'll do. I really want to film a real nice, dramatic eye makeup look this week. I've been in the mood, and I actually picked up a couple products from NYX to do a really beautiful, well, in my mind, it's going to be beautiful, a nice liner. Oh, who has that liner look? Sophia Loren, or who's the singer? Barbara Streisand, that's who it is. There's a beautiful picture of her with this angled look. I have round eyes, so I don't even know how that's gonna happen. Probably will not look anything like it, but I feel like playing. So I hope I get to do that this week. We've had so many renos in this house. Once again, our house is falling apart or pulled apart, not falling apart, pulled apart. And I thought that this week was gonna be full of contractors again. And I found out last night that they're not gonna be here this week. So I'm gonna try to get a lot of videos done this week. I had it in my head that I was just gonna have to take a few weeks off because how do you film when the noise? I'm so sound sensitive these days. Okay, that was Soft Ochre Paint Pot. So I've been using this beautiful palette right here. There was somebody in my comments that said they had blue eyes, they weren't sure what to do, that she became overwhelmed when she looked at eyeshadow palettes. And honestly, This is so worth it, I find. So I'm gonna show you a quick eyeshadow look, and I feel really pretty when I wear this. I have blue eyes, and I'm not a warm person, but these I don't feel are warm so much as they are neutral. More neutral, I feel, than they are warm. I mean, this one's warm. I'll show you. Okay, so what I've been doing is I'm going into this color right here, and I'm just placing it all over my lid. Really, really easy. I've got a BK Beauty 205. And I'm pulling it right up onto the brow. You could go as dramatic or as daytime look as you want. I'm pretty much gonna do a daytime look. Yeah, basic. Get that on your brow bone. Really important. I'm gonna actually turn this brush around. You see it's got that angle? So the point is gonna fit more towards the crease. And then I'm going to drag it in. Why is my knuckles so red? That's so weird. It doesn't look like a tanning incident. So yesterday we moved my daughter out of residence. That didn't take us too long because it was just, you know, a one-room residence, and she wanted to move in with her sister. So we moved her into her sister's, and then we went to Costco. That's a long story to tell you what I did yesterday. Going into this darker color here now, I'm gonna have the brush here. I dipped the tip in, that sounds funny. And I'm just gonna go like that. So we went to Costco. We found this beautiful high top table with a fire pit, with a fire pit in the center with 6 chairs, and we have 4 kids. Now we have way more than that because they all have partners now, but not everybody's home at the same time. So 6 is great. And when we moved into this house last summer, we originally said we're not gonna buy anything until we get into the house. Well, we didn't follow that. We went ahead and bought furniture before we got into the house. And it's nice, it's beautiful. We spent money on it. We've never spent that kind of money on patio furniture before. But in hindsight, I wish we hadn't because it's quite bulky. And it really doesn't suit our family the way I want it to. So we purchased the set yesterday at Costco, and my husband had to go to work, and I thought, I'm gonna have this all built by the time he gets home. There were many swear words happening, let me tell you. I'm gonna go into this middle color again and just take it underneath. But I got it done. My plan was to get it done before he worked. I didn't get the whole thing done. I got all 6 chairs built. Oh my goodness, so frustrating. And of course, he knows where his tools are to get the job done quick. I was using the measly little wrenches that come with the kit or come with the product. Oh my goodness. I did finally find, is it a hatchet wrench? Is that what it's called? The one that you can lock it so it only goes in one area or one direction. So I did that and I managed, and then he came in at the end of the day and tightened everything up with his good equipment, with his good friggin' drill. I just had it in my head yesterday that like, I don't need anyone to do this for me. I'm gonna do it myself. And I needed to accomplish something. I needed to see something that I put a lot of effort into finished. There's a creator here on YouTube, Gabby. What's her last name? Why can't I think of her last name? I'll link her in the description. She just posted a video and explained how hard it is to do this job. And I resonated with that so much. Now she has a lot more followers, but she also has help. She has an assistant. I'm not sure, she probably has an editor. If you're interested in learning about this business more in detail, I highly recommend that you go watch that video. The point of that is I put a lot of effort into these videos, a lot of effort into thinking about videos. And oftentimes I'll sit here and then something will happen. Either, you know, we have contractors come in, or the phone rings, or the doorbell rings, or the dogs bark, or my technology breaks down, or I'm not feeling well, or we get a visitor. So there's a lot of interruptions. And I don't know if any of you have ADHD, and I don't know that it's an ADHD thing or not, but that's what I'm saying it is. You know, when you get in the flow of something and then you get interrupted, then you gotta find your flow again. I find it very difficult to work at home because there's always something. If I could go to an office and work, or a studio, it would be so different. How's my time? I'm okay. So 9 minutes, that's okay. This is good. Now I'm gonna go into this darker color right here. This is a Rephr 03. So I'm just gonna make this a bit darker on top. Since there's so many times that I sit and I try to accomplish something and I get interrupted, or I get, like, I call it a roadblock or a redirect, which I always try to think of in a positive way. It's not always easy. Yesterday, I decided I was just gonna finish this job. I was gonna do the chairs by myself and not need help from anyone. I needed to do it myself. And although he did come in and tighten everything up just a little tighter at the end, he didn't really help me. I did it on my own. So I felt like I accomplished something, which was really nice. I'm gonna go into this lighter color here and go right under my brow bone, just to clean that up a little bit. And maybe just a little bit in here. Make sure that's as bright as I can get it without adding a shimmer. Can you believe I'm not adding a shimmer? Now, for Easter, I did add a shimmer, but today I'm not going to. The mascara I've been using every day is the Prada mascara. Do you need the Prada mascara? I'm not saying that you do. It is working very nicely for me, and I don't want it to go to waste, so I'm just gonna keep using it. I use this in a live, and I feel like doing it in this video, you'll be able to see even clearer. Maybe I can zoom it in when I edit. Just the difference in texture. What time is it? I still have to get dressed. Shoot. I have got 15 minutes to finish, get dressed, and get out the door. One thing about using that eyeshadow palette is it's polished. It gives a really nice daytime look. I could give it a nighttime look with that black, and I could add sparkle. That would add another feature for a daytime or more fancy look. Not that I need that as an excuse. And there's no fallout. I have my Jelly Roll t-shirt on with these fancy earrings. I love him. He's on American Idol right now. I just think his energy is so loving. He's a sensitive man. He's been through a lot, and he is, shit, I keep knocking things. And he is, I feel, very genuine. I'm looking in my monitor, by the way. Usually I look in my 10 times mirror, but it's off to the side and I'm too lazy. So I started a membership. That's what I want to talk to you about before I get off of here. I started a membership program. It's $2.99 Canadian. There's a couple reasons why I wanted to do this. One really is, I better talk and do this at the same time. One big reason, probably the biggest reason, is I need my 10 times mirror. What am I doing? Okay, I thought I made a mess, but I didn't. Good. I often want to get on here, kind of like if you ever go onto Instagram and you watch people's stories, that's a lot of where people share about their daily lives. And I don't, because I have a lot of family members that watch me there. I learned too late that really what should happen is you have a personal Instagram page and you have a business Instagram page. Well, I didn't do that. I just started posting business and makeup tutorials and hair tutorials on my personal page. So there's a lot of people on there, like family members, that I don't feel comfortable sharing everything with. And it's not because I don't trust or because I don't want them to know. I'm really not that private. But there's something about, oh, look at what I did. There's something about sharing on the internet, knowing that your circle sees and hears what you have to say, that makes me feel more self-conscious. Like I kind of feel anonymous on here in a way, because I don't feel like a lot of family members watch my YouTube videos. They're more on Instagram or on Facebook. I feel very dewy. So I'm gonna powder this down. I've been playing with this. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. It is in Fair Light. I'm just gonna use a little bit here to mute that out a little bit. So I don't share on Instagram stories, and I actually just feel closer to the community here on YouTube, to the subscribers here. Like, it's long form content, so I think you've gotten to know me better and I've gotten to know you better here because I go live and I get to know you, and it's just, yeah, I feel like my community is here. It's not that my community can't be on Instagram And I do have a community on Instagram, but I don't really spend time in the comments like I do on YouTube. And I don't go live on Instagram, which is probably a mistake, but I only have so much time in the day. Sometimes I just want to talk to my community. Sometimes I just want to talk to my friends or just share some lessons I've learned during the day, share experiences. And it's very different when you share experiences with people who live around you, or I don't know, like I feel like I still have that inner voice that feels like maybe I'll be judged. I keep missing my lip. Or that maybe people will think I'm looking for attention in some way. There are people in my family who are very private, and that makes me feel like I would be judged if I wasn't private. Even though that's probably silly, that's how I feel. So knowing that my family doesn't really watch me here as much. By the way, this is Cream Cup by MAC. I just feel more comfortable. Get to the membership, Julie. Becoming a member and keeping it private in that membership, my live streams of where I, maybe don't want the world to see what I'm sharing, makes me feel more comfortable. It makes me feel more safe. And it also makes me feel more confident that the people that share their stories in my comments or in the live chats, that your stories also stay private in a safe group. So that is the big reason why I started the membership. And I may do tiers. I started off at $2.99 for this tier. I got to do my brows. Oh my God. I'll get to tiers eventually. The other reason is I would really like to hire an editor that would free up some time for me to create more videos and be on here with you more often. Just with the very little amount that I'm making from YouTube AdSense, it's just not cutting it. So it is a way for me to watch me get no members, but it is a way for me to potentially put some money aside for an editor so that I can grow my channel and accomplish some of my goals that I desperately am dreaming of. I can't action it because I am just spread too thin. So $2.99 a month Canadian. If I get enough people in the membership, that could add up, and maybe, that would help me hopefully grow and get some help. I need a blush and then I gotta go. Okay, let's try this. This is new. Haven't tried this. This is REM blush and it is called Skinny Dipped. That's pretty. I'd really love for you to become a member. I'd love to have some private conversations. Like, I don't know. I'm on a spiritual journey and I have been for a long time, and I watch or listen to a lot of podcasts where I'm really learning a lot, and on my journey of healing and trying to figure out how, my mental health or my programming could potentially be affecting my body and maybe making me sick in some ways. I'm just looking for answers. So I'd love to share with you what I'm learning. Not everybody wants to hear about the health stuff or anything private, not everybody wants to hear that. They're here for the makeup and that's it. I gotta go. I'd love to talk more. Join the membership. I would love to see you there. I love you. I will see you later. By the way, that took me 20 minutes. I gotta go. Bye.